Oh. You trying to tell me something?
Yeah, because I looked to see. Nope, there's no name on it. Good morning.
Hi, everybody.
We have some gifts to report. I don't know who this is from, but you know those dog poo picker-uppers? You know those
Dog bags, doggy bags.
doggy bags.
Yeah. I used to use these all the time when I lived in Chicago, in the city. You have to pick up doggy poo bags.
Those are Biden poop bags.
Can I open it?
Yeah.
And see?
And they came from a company called Metro Paws. They have lots of different choices, anti-Trump ones, anti-Biden ones, all kinds of satirical dog waste bags.
Oh my God, it has his face on it. Cannot deal. Can you guys see his face on there? It's so great. You put dog poo in there.
You put dog poo in
which
there.
Which is fitting.
But I don't know who sent this because there was no name except for the company name, which is Metro Paws.
Take your dogs to the dog park. This is what you
got
use.
your Biden bags.
You got your Biden bag, Biden poo bags. This is so fantastic.
If you sent this to us, thank you very much.
Yes, this is awesome. Thank you.
Also got a letter from a lovely gal named Cindy DuPont from Lubbock, Texas.
We love Lubbock.
She sent us homemade tiny little pecan pies.
Oh my God, they're so cute.
She sent us some avocado, is it tomatillo? Is that how you say it?
Tomatillo.
Tomatillo sauce and barbecue sauce. And I didn't tell Daisy about this because I wanted it to be a surprise because she has to hear this part of the letter. She said, the last item in the box was chosen very carefully just for you two. I couldn't stand the thought of you two being unprotected from this evil virus. So I got you these to make sure that you would be safe.
She always surprises me with something.
She said goggles.
Oh my God. We got goggles.
Isn't that the greatest?
Oh my God.
I love it. Her whole letter is awesome.
We need to, and it's so beautifully done.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. Look at the hand. Can you see the handwriting on this? Like it's like handwriting, but
it's
done
like
on
typed.
a computer. Yeah.
It's such a sweet letter.
Oh my God.
And
so sweet.
She got the goggles. Anyway, she's only been following us for like a month or so.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, a month ago.
And we were in Lubbock, what, about a year or so ago?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we love Lubbock so much.
She said
these are so awesome, you guys.
She said we ended up in her Facebook feed about a month ago, and she has never felt so blessed.
Oh my God.
I can't.
Thank
I can't
you.
with people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And lastly,
So great.
From Karen Henderson, she said, what does it say? You're amazing. Saw these and thought you would love a Nancy doll for your fur babies.
These are dog toys, you guys. Look at her face. I mean, it's a dead on. Look at that. Looks exactly like her.
Oh my God. These are so
I
great.
cannot deal.
Maisie is going to destroy her.
Oh my God, Cash. Bye-bye, Nancy. Bye-bye.
It's going to be such a spectacle.
I cannot wait. I'm going to videotape this. This is going to be great.
So Karen says, I know you both have multiple dogs, but I only got one for each household because part of the fun of these dolls will be watching your pets rip them to shreds.
Yes.
Love your shows, both
Tug of
Facebook
war.
and radio, and I'm working my way to your podcast.
So
yes,
great.
you need to work your way right over to those.
Yes.
Mock and Daisy Common Sense Cast. We're recording a new one today.
Yeah, we're doing one today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everybody. So sweet.
So
okay,
sweet.
there's a lot going on.
So Trump is a badass.
Oh my God, did you see the presser? Did you guys see it? Did you? Because I was watching it live, and of course, you know, there was mass confusion when he first gets pulled out of the room by Secret Service, but he was so calm. He was like so chill, just follow the Secret Service guy, no problem. And then, you know, there was all this rampant speculation. What's happening? What's going on? We don't have a Fox reporter in there today, so we don't have a direct line, blah. It took a few minutes for people to hear what went on. Trump comes back, okay? That's the first amazing thing.
So gangster.
No other president would do that. I'm sorry. Obama would have never done it.
There's no way. There's no way. I don't even know if Bush would have done it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know
honestly.
if he would have done it. I mean, he's pretty badass too, but I mean, he probably would have just been like, protocol, I'll just hang out, I'll stay back. But Trump's like, yeah, I'm going back in there.
I'm going to conduct the presser myself.
Yeah, what the hell?
So he goes back in. He could not have been more calm. Like, he was so chill. And the reporters are firing a million questions at him. And he's like, listen, all we know right now is there's some shooter. Secret Service took him out. We'll tell you what's going on as soon as we know. And they're like hurling 9,000 questions at him, even though he has just said, I don't know.
Yeah, they kept asking him questions that he didn't know. And then, you know, he was just like, the world's a dangerous place.
Yeah, it's always been dangerous.
It's been dangerous for centuries.
Because they asked him if he was rattled, and he was like, do I look rattled?
Yeah.
I'm fine. I mean, he was so calm.
And I can't believe, like she said to me this morning, that people on Twitter were actually speculating that he staged it.
Yeah.
Because he appeared so calm that they couldn't believe how calm he was.
Yeah, there were actual verified blue check people saying, well, clearly he staged it, and you just can't put that kind of stuff past him. I was like, what? How do you say and think, how do you think that, let alone say it out loud?
It's TDS. I mean, they're just so, at this point, these people are so, there's such a decay in their brain from all the hate that they just can't think, they can't think clearly anymore. Anything that this guy does, they have to think the opposite.
Yeah.
There's just no way around it.
They can't just believe their eyes that saw what happened for themselves.
They can't think anything decent about this man. Not anything. At any time whatsoever can they think anything decent about this man. And so he wasn't rattled in that case, which is what you want in a leader, right?
Right?
Yeah.
This is the kind of crap where I see it and I'm like, thank God, because no one else could handle this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's and really, if you think about it, this guy's been dealing with a beating for the past 3.5 years from them and the mainstream media. And so it's like, what? You think I can't handle some guy trying to shoot at me from the wall of the White House? That's nothing compared to what y'all have put me through over the past 3.5 years. Get bent. Seriously. It's nothing.
For real. It was amazing.
So it's no wonder he wasn't rattled, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it was perfect. It was perfect. The way he handled it was perfect.
Yeah.
And it was unlike anybody else would have. You know, I mean, imagine if Joe Biden were president in that moment.
Yeah.
He would have passed out. He would have passed out from shock and fear.
Well, they would have absolutely scooted him away.
Yeah, they would have had to throw him like on a stretcher.
And it would have been far more dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean, the media would have just had a shit fit over this. It would have been so much more dramatic. And oh my God, what are we going to do? And we can't have him. There's no way they would have allowed him to come back. And the drama would have just been way more extreme.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I work here.
I feel like you're kind of early today.
Yeah, I do too. This is weird. You're not usually here
I feel like you're a little early.
This early. You guys, it could be as early as today that we hear who Joe Biden is picking. All kinds of rumors flying around. Not the least of which is that last night on Twitter, somebody was looking at Flight Tracker and saw a private flight from Chicago to Delaware. I'm sorry, South Bend to Delaware. And people are all like, oh my God, he's going to choose Mayor Pete. Which I don't think he's going to, right? Because he's already locked himself into a corner with choosing a black female.
If he chose Mayor Pete, that would be disaster.
It would be a disaster, but it would be awesome. It'd be awesome for us, right? It would be so great.
Yeah, but
what if he forgot that he said he was going to pick a woman?
I don't think his team is going to let him forget that. I think Mayor Pete is going to be part of his cabinet, and he's like organizing his entire team. Okay. That's what I think is probably happening.
He's going to say his entire team at the time that he says, that may be what's happening. But he's not picking, Rob. It's not him that's picking.
That's the other part
None of this is being done by him. He has dementia. He has no idea what's going on around him. He's just showing up, and it's like Weekend at Bernie's. They're just propping him up, and he's going to be like, ugh. And then it's going to all be picked for him. But it's going to be a black woman because he promised. And if he doesn't, it's what Maxine Waters said was he doesn't get to come home. And that's right.
Yeah.
Your desk looks like a Spencer's
oh my God.
Gifts.
We just get so many presents. It's amazing.
It's a Spencer's.
Did you look what we got today?
Look at that. Isn't that
These
the greatest?
dog toys
Isn't that the greatest? Look at her face. It's a dead-on likeness, isn't it? Looks exactly like her. Isn't that crazy?
And we got like homemade pies and goggles and like all kinds of stuff.
Now you guys have multiple dogs, right?
Yeah, we do.
Each.
So how do you decide who gets the toy?
They do tug of war.
They just
they're gonna.
Maisie's gonna get it.
It's gonna make it easier for them. My dogs will actually do tug of war.
I mean, not Sasha, but Ella. Oh my God, I can't remember. I can't believe I just said Sasha.
Yeah,
I know, but Ella. Ella will try, like, for a hot second, and then Maisie will be like, bitch, please. And she will just steal it. I feel so bad for Ella, but she just won't try very hard.
My dogs will actually rip her apart. It'll be a frenzy. It's gonna be like two raptors going at it. And I'll videotape it. It's gonna be great, you guys.
Also, you guys, there was this whole story that was going around last night about Kamala unfollowing Joe Biden on Twitter. And then there was a rumor flying. It was started by somebody at OAN. And then about an hour later, that same guy from OAN was like, I'm going to delete this because now people are saying, you know, maybe this particular account of hers never followed him. Or anyway, that whole rumor fell apart. But there was so much talk about the VP pick last night. It was crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Just pick it.
Just for crying out loud, just announce it. I mean, it's
done
with it
already.
It's
so dumb. It's kind of like, remember when Hillary wouldn't announce that she was running for president? It took like 4 months.
Yeah.
It's like a woman that's pregnant, that's literally out to here. We all know you're pregnant. Just say you're pregnant.
I know.
God,
what was that?
Remember when she did that? We were on the air, and I just remember being like, just say.
Oh, and remember she released like an ad that wasn't an announcement, but it was just like a, hey, I'm really working hard for
the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
Just shut up, lady. God, I mean, this is what I hate about this whole process.
I know.
Just freaking pick
Just
the
say
picks. And don't say, and they're always late. This is such a politician-y thing, right? Where they're like, we're going to be there at 8 o'clock, and they show up at 8:30. Value my time.
Yeah.
You morons. And this
don't.
is what they said. They're going to pick somebody like August 1st or August 2nd. Well, then do it. What you're doing is showing me that you don't value my time. So they're already, 8 days late? Great. Well, if I was a Democrat, I'd be pissed off about that. She don't value my time. Yeah.
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 The other big news of the day is that Carmen Best, who is the chief of police of Seattle, she has resigned. She is sick of this shit, you guys.
Yeah.
Because this was just hours after their city council okayed slashes in salaries, cuts across the board.
Unbelievable.
See, I mean, what is even happening right now? What is even happening to Democrat-run cities?
I mean,
it's crazy.
It's unreal.
And so she's like, I can't.
Yeah.
So
she shouldn't.
No, she shouldn't. She should absolutely go somewhere where she's respected.
But just walk out of that city with their middle fingers raised. Mm-hmm. You know, how dare they slash the salaries of these people?
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
I mean, 50% budget cut. Insane.
50 with the 5-0.
And so they're going to have major layoffs. They're going to have to cut salaries. And these are already demoralized cops who I can't even believe anybody's still working.
Yeah. Who's going to be a cop now? I wonder about, listen, we have people that are cops right now. A lot of them are retiring, stepping aside, whatever. Who is like a 20-something person that wants to be a cop?
Yeah, who's looking at that job like, that seems like a good job.
Yeah, that seems really appealing to me. I'm going to do that with who wants to do that right now? What's going to happen in 10 years? What does that landscape look like? I wonder about that. What are cities going to look like across the board? Because I don't, who's going to be law enforcement?
I know.
That really worries me. It's like right now, we're just like, oh yeah, we take that for granted. A lot of us take that for granted. We just think, oh, it'll work itself out. Will it? Will it work itself out?
Cities are literally being destroyed in front of our very eyes. I mean, we saw it in Chicago the other night. Now, to give credit where it's due, Lori Lightfoot came out strongly against the stuff that took place on Sunday night. I mean, I was surprised, actually, by how stern her message was.
Well, too little, too late.
Well, and you're exactly right. I mean, there's no excusing her behavior to date. But I guess it's better late than never. So she is like hot on the tails of everybody that looted, everybody that committed any kind of act of violence on Sunday night. And that's great, I guess. But did you guys see what I posted this morning at chicksontheright.com? BLM of Chicago, okay? BLM of Chicago. This is what makes me feel like our country is lost. They tweeted out, this is their official account, Black Lives Matter Movement of Chicago. They said that they were going to rally at the jail last night in support of all of the people who got arrested. Because you know why they looted? It says, I'm quoting their flyer, support the people arrested last night for protesting another police shooting and taking reparations from corporations. That's how they equate looting. theft and robbery and destruction of property that doesn't belong to them, they're calling that reparations now.
Reparations from corporations.
I mean, what?
So they're entitled to what corporations have.
This is insane.
That's what they believe. They believe that they're entitled to what corporations provide for employees. If you're a corporation, if you are like a CEO, if you work in a corporation, you should be worried.
I mean, this is terrifying because now it's like, you know what? I had about this much patience for the entire Black Lives Movement thing as it escalated again after George Floyd. And I was down to clown with saying Black Lives Matter because of course they do. But now I'm never saying that again. I'm never standing by that phrase again because it is forever associated with this movement that is full of domestic terrorists. There's no other way to describe them. They are insane.
And I wonder how Black people that work in these corporations feel.
That's a good point.
I'm curious to know, how there are people obviously that are Black that work in these corporations that are successful and making great livings working in these corporations. They may even be higher up as executives. How they feel about this? How do they feel about this? What about them? It would be a I hate to say wonderful conversation to have. But I mean,
don't say conversation.
I know. But I mean, but I would actually like to know how they feel about this because I don't understand how this is just happening and everybody's allowing it to happen.
It's incredible.
And then people will say this is a noble cause. It's not a noble cause.
It may have been for like a minute.
Like 5 seconds. But then it became what she said. It became domestic terrorism and we're just allowing it to happen.
I mean, that's been any peaceful protest that was about Black Lives Mattering has been completely hijacked.
Yeah.
And so it's pointless. Their message is gone. It no longer means what it meant. It no longer means anything about equality, anything about Black lives. It means chaos and destruction and anarchy.
And are we better?
Oh my God, everything is a million times worse.
Yeah, are we better right now than when all this stuff started? Because we're not better. Our cities aren't better. They're in shambles. Our relationships aren't better. How is anything better?
Nothing is better. Nothing.
No.
Everything is worse. Like objectively, substantively worse.
Yeah.
And I mean, anyone with eyeballs can see that.
Yeah.
Except that they can't, apparently, because like some idiot, because I wrote about this on Twitter last night. I was just like, this movement is out of control. So somebody in defending it said, well, it's not just anarchists, it's also socialists, commies, and Marxists in BLM. And stealing isn't violence, state-sanctioned murder is. So again, they're excusing all of this behavior because a handful of people have been killed at the hands of cops. Most cases, it was because they were fighting or they were threatening the cops, and a whole lot of white people have been killed by cops too. Cops do their jobs to stop crime. There are bad cops, and I'm not denying that, but this is crazy for them to act like this is some sort of huge systemic problem. And so this guy is basically saying, listen, all the peaceful protests were ignored, so what did you expect? This is their only recourse, is to do this. They weren't ignored. We've changed entire company and curriculum structures in education to accommodate white fragility crap and 1619 project crap. Don't tell me nothing has changed and that they were ignored.
Yeah,
everything is upside down right now.
A lot has completely changed.
They're trying to say no one listened? Oh my God. I mean, we didn't just listen. We freaking kowtowed, right? We coddled these idiots.
Yeah.
And now look where we are.
Yeah. We're not better.
Oh my God.
We're way worse right now.
So much worse. Deep breaths. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
You guys. Vladimir Putin has announced that Russia has vaccines for COVID. They've come out with their first vaccine. Now, it's not been through phase 3 trials.
Oh, you gonna take it? You gonna take it from Russia? Y'all gonna take a vaccine from Russia?
I'm worried about Russians because they're gonna be forced to take this.
Yeah.
Whatever this is. Now, he claims that one of his daughters took it. I don't believe that for a hot second.
Yeah.
But they're saying, oh yeah, I mean, phase 3, schmaze 3. They don't need to test it on humans. It's vaccine. So yeah, Russia, in their quest to be first, has claimed that they've got the vaccine for COVID now. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
Russia.
It's going to be interesting to see what all the SAEs and AEs are on that. One of them probably being death.
Tell them what an SAE
I'm
is.
sorry, serious adverse events and adverse events. They're going to be bad. You're going to grow like a second head. But no big deal. It's fine.
It's fine.
I mean, it's fine. It's good to have a second head, right?
It's handy.
I
right?
mean, that one can be reading while you're doing something else. No big deal. I mean, it's come in handy.
Could you imagine having to take that?
No.
There's no way.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. I don't want to take one here. I believe in pharmaceuticals. I used to work in that industry, and I don't want to take something that's been rushed. I don't.
Yeah.
There's a process, and there's testing and there's trials and it takes time. This is why drugs are expensive. We can get into a whole conversation about this. It takes time, you guys. You got to test and you got to retest.
And this is all just, what do they call it? It's Operation
Let's Jam It Through.
I mean, basically it has some name like that.
Yeah, it's basically, I don't know what the...
Like Fast and Furious, essentially.
I think it is like Operation Fast and Furious. I think that's what it's called. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, I'll take it.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
okay, I don't want that.
I would just rather take my chances.
My God.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of anything that's been forced through.
Yeah,
It's like Operation Deadly Fastness.
Like Operation You're Screwed. But take it anyway. Listen, to each her and his own. You can, as long as I have the ability to choose whether or not I want to take it, that's fine, whatever. It's kind of like the flu vaccine, I get the flu vaccine every year, but that was tested. And I give it to my kid and I take it and I believe in that. Some people don't, and that's fine. It's your business. I take the flu vaccine. Like Rob refuses to take the flu vaccine, and that's cool. We're still friends. But you know what I mean? But
if he gets to a point where he's forced to take a flu vaccine,
yeah, if he takes
he's gonna lose.
He's probably gonna lose
his mind.
Yeah, he will. But that's the thing is that I take it, and sometimes there's been one year where I've gotten it because it wasn't the right strain, because that's what happens with the flu vaccine, and that's probably what's going to happen with coronavirus. It is not a cure. Vaccines are not cures. I think a lot of people think, there's a vaccine is a cure. No, that's not how vaccines work. It's not a cure. And so I'll probably just take my chances on that.
I'm not taking anything from Russia. Not happening.
Somebody said, try it on Joe Hogsett.
Speaking of which.
Yeah.
You guys, I know most of you aren't right here in Indianapolis, but there's a staple salon, like a long-time salon right here in the heart of downtown, right on the circle where we work.
Yeah, Monument Circle is famous. I mean, this is like the center of, literally the center of the city.
And it used to be beautiful.
It's where we are right now, where we're filming right now.
I mean, it's just that we're inside, so you can't see how pretty
it's not safe to go outside right now.
But this studio has the salon, it's called Studio 2000. They wrote a big Facebook post yesterday about how they're finally closing their doors for good.
Heartbreaking.
And they were brutally honest about why. It's not just about COVID, it's about how badly our city has been mismanaged by Democrats who refuse to take care of the filth and the grossness and the crime and the drug use that is now part of being on the circle. It didn't used to be beautiful and fabulous.
Yeah.
Now it's an overrun, disgusting nightmare. And we still have things boarded up, like windows and stuff are boarded up from the riots back in whenever.
Oh my God. This is
and
when
crazy.
I drive home from here every day, homeless people,
everywhere.
Druggies, everywhere, you guys. I mean, and I'm not lying. I just see them sitting outside of restaurants, just sitting there. Something has to be done. Something has to be done. These people, I mean, listen, I know there are places for them to go, and they weren't here and just hanging out on the streets, doing drugs.
And literally having sex on the circle.
Yeah. 3.5 years ago. And people aren't out hustling. It's gross. Our city is gross now. And it breaks my heart because 3.5 years ago, so much business was coming to the city and apartments were being built. People were starting to actually come live down here.
Oh yeah.
It was unbelievable. It was starting to be really beautiful again. It was revitalized. It was It was really great. It was really great down here. We would walk every day. I mean, we would come down here. And in fact, we used to joke that we were going to go broke because we were eating lunch down here so much. Right?
Yeah. It was.
We were like, we got to stop eating lunch down here so much because we're gaining weight.
Why don't I feel like I have any more money though?
Right.
I stopped. I don't know what
well,
that
I can give you reasons, but you don't want to hear. But seriously, we would do that all the time. We go down. There was a cute little soup place, and we go eat Jimmy John's, and we go to there's a little place called Au Bon Pain. There's like a little French place down. I think that's
Qdoba's down here.
Yeah, we'd eat down here all the time. We'd walk around. We'd sit on the circle. We'd sit in the sun up on the stairs of the circle. There's no way I'd go. I haven't been outside of this building. I can't even remember the last time.
I know. I used to bring my dog to work with me sometimes, and I wouldn't now because there's nowhere to take her outside.
She could take the little Biden poop bags, and that's the thing. We just can't. We can't do it. We have to come in and then be safe, and everything's locked in here because they've locked all the doors. You have to have security to get in, and then we have to leave and go home.
And some asshole because Abdul, a friend of ours, posted about this on his Facebook page last night, and I was reading through the comments, and some idiot was like, "Well, it's not COVID's fault, and it's not the leadership's fault. It's that business's fault for not learning to adapt." And I'm like,
adapt to what?
Right, adapt to all the crime that's being ignored by our leadership.
Listen, because one of the things that business said was that their customers cannot step over like all the homeless people and the people who are shooting up and stuff like that because they can't.
They're afraid. They're not going to do that.
They're not going to park down here. They lost business because of the way that the downtown is now. People are going to go to the suburbs and get their hair cut and get their spa treatments and get their nails done and stuff like that. I don't blame them. I used to think, oh, it'd be nice to go get like. I think
we got our pedicures there once.
We got a pedicure there once. Yeah, and it's a great
beautiful
place. But there's no way in hell I'd go there now.
And this guy was trying to say, well, who cares? Somebody else will take their place. No, they won't.
Yeah.
No one in their right mind would open a business on the circle
no
right
way.
Now. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's what this idiot doesn't even understand.
Yeah, because he's probably never owned a business.
Exactly.
And this is a lot of Democrats who have no freaking clue what they're talking about.
And the thing is that this is not limited to Indianapolis. I know we're telling a local story right now, but I saw people responding to this thread saying this could have been written about my hometown in West Virginia. This could have been written about Pittsburgh. This could have been written about any city that is in the hands of Democrats right now.
Yeah.
They're all being ripped apart and destroyed. And for what? What's better now?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing is
And
better.
they'll find a way to blame this on Trump.
Oh, yeah.
You know? They'll find, it's like, give me a break. This is a Democrat-led city.
Mm-hmm.
And fix your city. This is the thing. Mayor Hogsett has no idea how to run a city, and he's absent. He's utterly absent and doesn't do squat. It's unbelievable. In the matter of 3.5 years, this has happened to our beautiful city of Indianapolis. It's heartbreaking, you guys.
And it didn't need to. It didn't have to happen.
In 3.5 years, it looks like a war zone down here. It looks like crap, and it just breaks your heart. And we're not alone. I know we're not alone. It just doesn't. It didn't have to be this way, you know. But it's like Rob always says: you get the government that you deserve, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Today, maybe, or by tomorrow, hopefully, we're going to know if there's going to be college football. And, you guys, it's not looking good. The SEC so far, standing strong. I know the Vols came out yesterday. They're standing strong. But at a minimum, it's going to be delayed until the end of September, probably.
But what does that do?
Nothing.
What does a delay do? This is what I don't understand.
It allows them to save face by saying, we're still going to have it, just not yet. And then when September 26th or whatever that
they'll delay it again.
They'll delay it again.
And
it'll be spring. And what's going to change in the spring?
Nothing. Because, COVID will still be here.
Yeah.
It's like the flu, y'all. I know people go, it's not the flu, Daisy. It's not the flu. I know it's not the freaking flu. But it's like the flu and the fact that it's not going to ever leave us. Okay? It's a virus. We have to learn to live with this virus. So live with it.
This is crazy.
We cannot just continue to quit everything and to stop everything and to live in fear of this. Freaking live with it. That's what we need to adapt to is this virus. Mm-hmm. We need to adapt and live with it and stop running and cowering and like being like, oh my God, we can't live our lives. We need to live our lives. Play football. God,
I know.
I'm so tired of this.
It's ultimately going to be up to the presidents, I guess, of the universities. But the coaches and players are making their voices heard. But it's unbelievable to me. Like, as I see, you know, I don't know, Trump tweeted about this yesterday, right? Saying, let them play. And the responses, so many people are like, I love football, but this is the right decision to just postpone it or delay it or cancel it for the whole season. It's like, no, it's not the right decision.
It's not.
This is insane.
It's complete insanity. I'm so over this shit. It's like, I'm sorry, guys. I think we've already said that like 3 times. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's our language is terrible today. I'm sorry. I'm really fed up because they're not looking at the big picture of this. You know, when we talked a lot yesterday about how this affects our kids too. This, you know, the socialization and like my kid she's 10. She's in 5th grade. And what she's dealing with, she's in school until they decide to close it again. You know, she's in school, but everything in her school has changed. Everything in her experience of school has changed. Like I asked her, hey, what was PE like your first day? Because she started last week. I'm like, what was PE like on Friday? She goes, well, we had to stand on our little circles and stay 6 feet apart. You know, this is PE now. And she was supposed to this year be able to switch classes because 5th grade, you know, you start acting like a middle schooler and you get to switch classes and they start assimilating you into the whole experience of what high school will be like one day, where you get to switch classes instead of staying in the same classroom and you know, like a teacher being with you all day. She doesn't get to do that. She has to stay in the same classroom all day. So she's in a new school. She's very social. Surprise. And she wants to meet new kids. She's not able to do that. She has to stay in the same classroom all day with like the same 25 kids. And so that sucks for her because she really wanted that experience of being able to meet all new kids. She can't do that. So socially, these kids are being, it's just, they're at a disadvantage.
It's a major disadvantage.
And I wonder what the ramifications will be in 5 years, 7 years. And you put a study in our template today about what was it was
in the UK, but it's all about this very thing, like how detrimental some of these changes, definitely closures, but how all of that is going to impact kids long term, and none of it's good
from a job perspective. Like from a money making perspective in the long term, when they get older, to getting jobs. These kids, we think that we're protecting them. We're not protecting them. We're hurting them. We're hurting our own kids by doing this. That study said that these kids in the UK, they made less money when they were older. They had less job.
Or they will. That's the prediction.
Yeah, they'll have less job prospects. We're totally screwing them up socially, emotionally by doing this. It's like, we need to not do this. This whole lockdown thing is just, we should be done.
And here's a quote from one of the study researchers. Every extra week away from face-to-face teaching adds to the cumulative damage over a lifetime. We need to assess the short-term risks of containing the virus against the longer-term, but in many ways more profound risks of damaging the prospects for an entire generation. That sounds really dire, and that's because it is. Because this is nuts. The overreaction that we are in the midst of right now across the entire globe is insane.
Yeah.
Insane. We're going to be talking on our radio show today about Alyssa Milano's hair. So, as you know, Alyssa Milano is very important. And she did a video a couple days ago because she claims that she had COVID back in April, didn't find out she had it until like just now when she had an antibody test, but she was like basically at death's door, you guys. And now she's still she calls herself one of the long haulers, and she says she's still experiencing
what does that mean?
It means that you
long
just don't ever
haulers.
get over it. Like you have symptoms from COVID forever and ever and ever. That's a long hauler.
Oh my God.
To prove it, she got out of the shower and decided to create a video of herself using a detangling brush to demonstrate the fact that she is having huge hair loss as a result of being a long hauler COVID victim.
How old is she?
I want to say 40.
Okay, well,
maybe not quite.
Well, maybe she's just perimenopausal because I lost like a crap load of my hair when I was perimenopausal.
And that's what so many people responded to her.
I mean,
they were
but-
like, that's called menopause.
Yeah, it's called you go through changes hormonally and you lose a lot of your hair. I did that.
Well, and a lot of people, even irrespective of the menopause thing, a lot of people were like, that is literally every day when I get out of the shower.
Yeah, like
this
that,
is not a big deal.
That's just what people, that's what women do. That's,
We should.
well, some women do that. Some women don't. Some women, is that a COVID thing? I mean, what?
It is now because
Oh my
Alyssa
God.
Milano says it is. And Who's the Boss is coming back, you guys. So, I mean,
Why?
I don't know, but they're rebooting it. It's a sequel. It's not even a reboot. It's an actual sequel, and Tony Danza and Alyssa Milano are going to be themselves in it, and she's going to play like a single mom, tackling all kinds of issues.
Oh, of course she's going to be a single
And,
mom.
yeah. And I don't think Judith Light is in it, but she's on board. Like, she's in favor of it. So it says original cast members Judith Light and Danny Pintaro are supportive of the new series. And there might be ways that they get worked into the show somehow, but they're not going to be regular characters.
I wonder why Pintaro doesn't want to be part of it.
I don't know. Well, I think he does, but they haven't written them in as full-time cast.
Huh.
So
And the Mona passed away.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
was last year,
yeah.
so she's definitely not in it.
She can't be in it. Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to be like the show is going to be set 30 years from when it was originally, and she's going to be a single mom. That's happening.
Something I will not watch.
Also, do you guys remember that chick in South Carolina who ripped out her own eyeballs because she was high on meth?
Yes.
Do you guys remember that story from a couple years ago?
Yes.
Because we could not stop talking about it. Like,
Yeah,
that
was a big radio show.
she
conversation.
gouged out her own eyeball.
Yeah,
Can you
and it's like
imagine?
one of those stories that you're like, oh my God. At first you read it and you kind of, it's not that it's funny. It's just it's something you want to talk about, and then you're like, okay, this is terrifying and awful. And then you have to follow up. But she ended up being okay.
She has had a complete life turnaround, you guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is like one of those stories that actually has a happy ending. I mean, as happy as it can be when you've
Ripped your eyeballs out?
your own eyeballs, because
Yeah.
she was so high. But this experience, obviously, she was hospitalized, and then, I mean, there was no restoring her eyesight. But she just now, 2 years later, got fitted with prosthetic eyeballs, which make her look normal again. She doesn't always just have closed eyes. And she's completely clean, and like she's writing about her experience. She's enrolled in a blind school. She's like making all kinds of progress. She's got like a boyfriend who cares about her a lot. So all of that is good news. So it just goes to show you, even if you rip out your own eyeballs,
You can turn
you
it
can
around.
still
You can turn
be
it around.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when you walked
again,
in.
Again, you walked in. You can turn it
We
around,
matched
Rob.
today. We're very matchy.
You guys are like all radiothon in your hunter shirts. They're so matchy.
Is it time?
We kind of all do coordinate.
Yeah, we are pretty
Yeah,
well
we're very coordinated
Because I have
today.
black shorts on to go with her top.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Okay, you guys, we gotta go.
Thank you very much for all the gifts.
Oh my
The
God.
Nancy doll, the food, and the goggles.
Goggles.
And,
We got goggles, you guys.
and the doggy bags and all
So
of that.
Great. Oh my God.
So
Listen,
sweet.
This is the image you're gonna be left with on a Tuesday. You guys bring it in. Bring it in. Oh my God. Big hug. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, guys.